is out with a new book called Choreography, a Memoir. Corey, are you there?
I'm here.
All right, great. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Let's talk about the book and the big story out of the book, and that is you're calling out Hollywood, saying that it's full of pedophiles, and you want to try and do something about it.
Well, of course. Shouldn't we all?
I can't put this book down, and I applaud you for writing the book, and I also applaud you for your honesty.
Thank you.
And in the book you say you've done everything you can, including go to the police on your own dime and try and root out the evils.
Of course I have. As a matter of fact, it's a public record. The police came to me. I didn't go to them. They came to me. In 1993, when Michael Jackson, my friend, was being investigated the first time, they came to me. They asked loads of questions. They sat with me, the Los Angeles Police Department sat with me for over an hour and a half. Everything was recorded. The tapes were eventually leaked to the media. And it is public record that, I sat there, I explained what had happened to me in my life, and I said, yes, I have been abused. I have had predators. I have been a victim of pedophilia. And here's the names of the people that did it. And they said, well, there's a statute of limitation on those things. We could look into that for you, but, so let's talk about Michael Jackson. It was a witch hunt. That's the bottom line. All they cared about was one name and one name alone.
And you have said from then on that Michael Jackson never did anything wrong, and Michael Jackson was your friend.
That's it. I mean, yeah, we had a falling out. We had ups and downs, regular friendship stuff. He had a lot of paranoia. He had a lot of mistrust in the human race, and I certainly don't blame him. But, that said, that's about the only thing that I could say he ever did wrong to me.
Some of those pedophiles that you are talking about in Hollywood, are they still working in Hollywood?
Yeah, they are.
And if a parent were to give you, or you were to give parents advice, you could say, don't let your kid go to Hollywood.
I would say, if you really want to maintain a virtuous, loving, caring family, yeah, your best bet is to stay away from that. My belief is that children should be allowed to be children. There's a reason why in the world, there's a time when you go to school, there's a time when you're in your learning process, your growing process, and there's a time when you step out on your own and you try to make something of your life and build a career. That time is 18 years old. It's not 3. So I really don't see the justice in putting kids to work, making them work a full term. And then let's talk about just the financial aspect of it, where, let's say you're 18 years old and, you get out of college, or you start college at 18, you get out at 23, 24, you start your career. So from 24 to, say, 50, 55, you have your career. And that's it. Then you get retirement, right? Well, why is it that, that's 25, 30 years of working, and then you get to kind of have easy street for the rest of your life. That's the way it's supposed to work. That's the system. Well, I've got news for you. If you start at 3 years old and you work until you're 28 years old, doesn't that mean that you should be done? Shouldn't it be the same rules apply? I mean, I would think, right? If you've just spent 25 years in the workforce, you should be able to take time off, relax, and enjoy the rest of your life just like anybody else. But because you've been forced to start at 3 years old, because you've, endured this lifetime, nope, you're just getting started. You've still got another 25 years. Too bad for you.
It's interesting. Corey Feldman, our guest. Corey, the book is called Choreography. You talk open and honest about your drug use. How did you survive?
Through God's graces. Really, more than anything, that's the bottom line, the end result. But here's the other thing people need to realize. It's one of those overblown, oversaturated stories that's completely misshaped and misguided, that's, fed to the public as mass consumption. Not true. The fact is, yes, I did drugs, but I did drugs for 2 years, folks, and that was over 20 years ago. So the fact that people still talk about it is shameful. It's all part of the system, and that system is built and devised in a way that is made to make it look like people like myself who have endured, attacks from beasts, from monsters, from predators. Let's tarnish their good name. Let's belittle them. Let's diminish the worth of their value so that eventually, if they ever actually decide to come forth and speak the truth, nobody will believe them because they're a joke and they're washed up. That's the trick of the system.
Do you think it's because of your good friend, the other Corey Haim, because he was battling for so many years, that your name just kind of got linked with his when it came to
Oh,
drug use?
I don't want to put this on him. No, it's not his fault. I mean, yeah, he had troubles, but he had troubles because of what was done to him. It all comes back to the same thing. When you rape a 11-year-old child, there's not much bouncing back from that.
The book is called Choreography, a Memoir. Corey, you are in my all-time favorite movie of all time, Stand By Me.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
When you were making that movie, did you have any idea how great of a movie that really was?
I did, yeah. I knew that I was a part of something magical, and I was very, very grateful to be a part of that cast and to work with the great Rob Reiner.
Do you still talk to Jerry and Will and keep in contact with them?
Yeah, every once in a while. You know, I actually talk in the book about a meeting Kiefer and I had not too long ago, and Rob and Jerry and Will and I all got together with Richard Dreyfuss for the 25th anniversary not too long ago, so that was very nice.
Also in that movie, 3 of the 4 parents in the movie abused their kids as well.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
But not sexual abuse, is it?
No. It was physical abuse, and your dad...
I wouldn't want to be bringing that up.
Certainly understandable. Corey, you come to town from time to time with your band. Any plans on coming to Pops in the near future?
Ha-ha, that's funny. Yeah, I remember playing there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not touring with the band right now. I am working on a new solo project, which if you guys have the single, you're more than welcome to play it. But my new single is called Ascension Millennium, and it's very fitting for what we're going through today. But it is the first single for my new solo album, which is called Angelic to the Core, which is very tailored to the new Corey's Angels theme that I kind of created. And the first video has gained over 1.5 million views worldwide via YouTube, MTV, whatever. And very excited about it because, you know, as some of you know, I've been making music for well over 25 years. This is my 5th album release, 3rd solo album. And the first time I've had a hit record. So all those years I felt like I was kind of doing it in vain, you know, but I do it for the art and the love of it. And the fact that people are noticing finally is really nice. The video was very well received. And on this album, I must say I'm very, very proud. I've got some amazing collaborations. Fred Durst of Limp Bizkit and I do a great song together on this album. I've got Kaya Jones from the Pussycat Dolls, Supreme from Wu-Tang Clan, Rick One and Poet from Black Eyed Peas, B. Howard from the Jackson Family, just so many amazingly talented artists. I'm really excited about it.
And we can find the video and all that stuff online?
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at Corey_Feldman. You can go to my Facebook page, but most importantly, my YouTube page does feature the video, and as well as on MTV.com, which it became buzzworthy within the first 12 hours of being in the public eye. So that's very exciting stuff.
Congratulations to you, Corey Feldman. Come back whenever you're in St. Louis. The book is called Choreography, a Memoir. Good luck, Corey.
Thanks, guys. I love you in St. Louis. Thank you.
Thanks, Corey.
9 o'clock, KTRS St. Louis, ABC News, already in progress.